They dragged her in front of her children and executed her. Years later, her lover became king. He hunted down her killers, tore out their hearts. Then he dug up her corpse, crowned her queen, and forced the entire royal court to kiss the hand of a dead woman. This is the tragic story of Pedro and Inês, one of the most haunting love stories in European history. In the 14th century, the heir to the Portuguese throne, Prince Pedro, was married to the Castilian princess Constanza of Castile. The marriage was political, arranged to strengthen alliances between kingdoms. But when Constanza arrived in Portugal, she brought with her a young noblewoman named Inês de Castro. She was lady-in-waiting to her, but Pedro fell deeply in love with her. Inês was intelligent, graceful, and came from a powerful noble family. Soon their romance became the worst-kept secret in the royal court. Pedro's father, Afonso IV of Portugal, watched the situation with growing alarm. This was not just a scandal. Inês' family had strong political ties to Castile, Portugal's rival kingdom. If Pedro married Inês, or if her children inherited the throne, Portugal itself could fall under foreign influence. The king tried to end the relationship by exiling Inês from court, but Pedro refused to abandon her. In 1345, Pedro's wife Constanza died after childbirth. Now nothing stood between Pedro and Inês. He brought her back to court and began living openly with her. They had several children together. Rumors spread that Pedro had secretly married Inês. For the Portuguese nobility, this was terrifying. If true, her children could claim the throne. Finally, in 1355, King Afonso IV made a brutal decision. While Pedro was away hunting, the king sent 3 knights to the palace in Coimbra. They found Inês with her children. The king ordered the knights to execute Inês. She begged for mercy. She pleaded that her children should not grow up without a mother. But the king's order was clear. The knights carried out the sentence. Inês de Castro was beheaded. When Pedro returned and learned what had happened, his grief turned into fury. He raised an army and rebelled against his own father, plunging Portugal into civil war. The kingdom stood on the brink of destruction. Then Pedro's mother, Beatrice of Castile, personally intervened. She negotiated peace between the king and the prince. Through her mediation, the civil war ended. Father and son were reconciled, but Pedro never forgave the murder of the woman he loved. Finally, in 1357, King Afonso IV died. Pedro finally became King Pedro I of Portugal. Now he had the power he had been waiting for. He hunted down the men who had killed Inês. 2 of them were captured. Pedro ordered a punishment so brutal that it even shocked the medieval chroniclers. The killers were executed, having their hearts ripped out while they were alive, one from the chest, the other from the back. Pedro watched the execution himself. Then Pedro revealed something astonishing. He claimed that he had secretly married Inês before her death. If that was true, she had always been the rightful queen of Portugal. And then came the most chilling part of the story. It is said that Pedro ordered Inês' body exhumed from her grave. Her corpse was dressed in royal robes and placed upon a throne. A crown was placed on her head, and the nobles of Portugal were forced to kneel and kiss the hand of the dead queen. Though historians still debate whether this event truly happened, but the legend spread across Europe. Pedro later built magnificent tombs for himself and Inês. The tombs face each other across the church. This was done so that on the day of judgment, when they rise from their graves, the first thing they will see is each other. Pedro ruled Portugal until 1367, but he never forgot Inês. Their tragic story became immortal, a love story marked by murder, revenge, and a queen crowned after